Why does a tiny indie wrestling match in a gymnasium hit harder than WrestleMania? Why does a little pixel art game make you cry when a blockbuster leaves you numb? And why does 1 hour with the right therapist change your life while a corporate app just leaves you feeling hollow? Therapy, wrestling, video games, they all have the same secret. And today, I want to show you what it is. Make it powerful. The truth is simple.
His arch nemesis! A picture of beauty! Poetry in motion!
Let's start with therapy. It's my bread and butter after all. Look at that username. Today, big companies want to treat therapy like it's another tech product. See my video about the game Eliza for more on this. Fast onboarding, endless matching, swipe right for your next healer energy. But therapy isn't about scaling up. It's about contextualizing and slowing down. It's about staying with someone when you're falling apart, not shipping them off to the next available contractor at a cheaper price. Independent therapists, the ones running small practices, answering their own phones, remembering the names of your pets, they're fighting to keep therapy real. When you work with someone who's independent, you aren't just hiring a service. You're building a relationship with a human being who can sit in that mess with you, not just optimize you for better daily output. Healing isn't efficient, but it is personal. And that's why it works. Now, wrestling. At a big show, the lights are perfect, the promos are scripted, the production is flawless, and somehow you walk away feeling nothing. I remember my first WCW show when I was a kid, and I was so disappointed because nothing happened in the ring besides a bunch of people yapping. I could have watched that at home. But walk into a gymnasium or a small local brewery for an indie show, where Stephen Flowe struts to the ring singing his own version of Even Flow by Pearl Jam.
Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe.
It's Stephen Flowe!
Oh, Stephen Flowe, Stephen Flowe is on his way, yeah.
Where a bootleg Michael Jackson blocks up with a knockoff Prince and turns it into a dance contest? And somehow it's the realest things I've seen all year. It's dumb. It's beautiful. It's sacred. Nobody's doing it because it'll make the main event at WrestleMania. Nobody's doing it because it's good business. They're doing it because it makes them and the people around them stupidly, perfectly happy. It does it to me every time. And in those ridiculous moments, the mask drops, you see the real love and the real passion and the real connection. Wrestling is real storytelling in the language of sweat, jokes, heartbreak, and hope. And sometimes Stephen Flowe. Listen up, brother. You think you can just watch half the video without hitting that like button? You think you can just stroll out of here without joining the real underground champions? Yeah. The ones who know that beauty and stupidity and healing all live in the same house. Yeah. Smash that like button. Step into the ring by hitting the subscribe button. Yeah. And of course, video games. Massive AAA games have almost all dropped the beat at this point. Many feel akin to tourist traps, built to keep you moving, spending, checking boxes, taking pictures. But a game like Undertale, I know it's a decade old and talked about like crazy at this point, but there's still plenty that can be said about this lovable scamp of a game. A game made almost entirely by one person, with weird jokes about skeletons who love puns, sad ghost DJs, and boss fights that are secretly moral philosophy classes. No joke, you could actually teach a really good moral philosophy class off of the content of Undertale. Somebody get on that. It's not just a quirky indie game, it's a miracle. You feel the heart inside of it. You can tell someone risked making something too odd, too specific, and too vulnerable to survive a marketing meeting. And because they dared to be weird, you got a story you'll never forget. Therapy, wrestling, video games. They don't just entertain or heal us by accident. They move us because someone somewhere was brave enough to make something too real, too ridiculous, too personal for mass production. Hell yeah! Independent creators aren't just selling products. They're fighting to keep the beautiful, the dumb, the sacred alive. The parts of being a human that can't and shouldn't be optimized out of our daily lives. When you support an indie therapist, an indie wrestler, or an indie game developer, you're not just buying something. You're saying, I still believe in weird miracles. And honestly, that belief is how we keep the good stuff alive. Thank you for contributing to that by watching my channel. If you believe in protecting the messy and the beautiful stuff in the world, therapy that's real, games that mean something, and stories that make you laugh and cry for no good reason, you're in the right place. Hey, it'd be fantastic if you could subscribe, leave a comment, and if you want to go even deeper, you can check out my website. I'd love to keep building this weird little corner of the internet with you.